Hello everyone, and in this video you're going to see a few tiger pictures that I have never shown before to anybody. I showed the complete collection the other night on Patreon and they loved it, so I'm going to show you a few today, tell you a bit more about my India trip. I'm really excited to go to India. I'm going in actually about 2 days. I'm going to be out there for 3 weeks, really great set of clients as well. It looks like it's going to be really good, so I'm really looking forward to it. And on Patreon, they're going to get daily updates of the trip. They're going to get tiger videos. They're going to get all kinds of content. Okay, so if you're interested, please join us on Patreon at the link below. It's amazing. Anyway, let me get on and show you a few of these pictures because I know you've kind of had enough of me speaking already. All right, let's go back to 2018, and this is one I rarely show. It's one of Noor's cubs called Sultana. Here she's about 2 years old, completely independent, got a territory on zone 1 by the big lake there, those that you know, Ranthambore. And I really love this picture because it's kind of really nice in the habitat. You know, it's enough of a habitat where I'll stick it on my wall. You can see I've got Noor here all of the time, and one of Dickie and family over there, of course, and my daughter there, a lovely drawing, and one of me and wifey as well. And of course, don't forget Sean the sheep over here with his wig. I wear that wig, but not when I'm obviously on. Anyway, I digress. This nice picture is really, really cool. Composition-wise, you're looking across the frame and the tiger's looking in at something. I've put it slightly over the center line, which is all right. The light is catching the face, and I like it because of the depth of the picture. It looks really, really cool. Really lovely rocks behind. Lovely, lovely winter light. This was taken in early February, so it's really lovely low-level winter light. I just love it. It's a really, really nice picture. All right, let's go on to the next one. Now, this is Sultana again, and Sultana is just walking from the shadows into the light. I call it a dark to light transition. Nothing original about that, right? And I look for that an awful lot, okay, because you can create an atmospheric effect with it. So you've got the tiger body in the darkness, but her head is just looking across, catching the raking, catching, I must say catching, K-E-T. Catching is my Cockney accent. Catching the raking light coming across. It gives a lovely atmospheric picture. And notice again, I'm not zoomed in. Those of you that are zoom crashers, i.e., oh, I see a subject, crash the zoom, I've got to get a headshot. Don't, because basically you've ruined the picture by doing that, yeah? I can crop this in and I can take a head and shoulder shot, but what I can't do is crop a head and shoulder shot out, and can't use AI because it doesn't look right. You can't crop it out to create a false habitat. So shoot it wider and crop it later on when you're not so emotional. And it's a tiger. Nice atmospheric picture. And by the way, Sultana's story, she was moved by the forest department to help create another population in another park with my favourite, I think, male called Cowboy T91. He was a great male. We had some brilliant times with him in Ranthambore. He's fantastic. So she was moved there a few years ago, and she's doing very well, I hear. All right, this is another one of Noor. We had a big period, right, where we did a lot of Noor stuff. It was just amazing. So this is, I believe, probably Nori, looking at the habitat where it was. This is Nori, I think. And you can see here, I couldn't do a lot with the picture. Sometimes, you know, we tried so hard. I can't shoot because I haven't got atmospheric light. I haven't got a bolt of lightning. I haven't got a rainbow in the background. It's not a Tuesday. We find excuses, right? Often with wildlife, we just have to shoot what we see because we're not in control. With tigers, you're not really in control. She was on the track. There's not a lot I could do to get by because she was sitting there on the track. The light wasn't great, so what I did, I zoomed in because there was no point in shooting a wide angle. I didn't like the habitat, so this time I zoomed in. I got a nice portrait shot of her looking round, okay, and very luckily, I didn't engineer it, that paw came there at the bottom, and it's out of focus because I didn't use a big depth of field. I could have put a focus on the paw and used f22 to get the head in focus because it was quite a way behind, but of course that will put the background in focus and make it distracting, la-di-da-di-da, which I don't want to do, okay? So I just happily to focus on the eye, the foot out of focus. You can see it's a foot, you can see it's a paw, it's really nice, and she's kind of turned half looking at me and half not, and I like that. It's not an aggressive look, okay? It's not a challenge, it's just a very simple, nice look, and I've almost under-processed this picture to kind of give it this kind of, it's under-processed, I guess. I've not brightened it, it's not standing out from the frame. It's just nice and subtle, and I like it. And it just proves that sometimes you just got to take what you see. I love doing this. This is what I call a look-through picture, where I use elements that are close to the lens to blur out annoying elements in the background. So here, I shouldn't really say that the background of Ranthambore is annoying, but I've used all of those lovely trees across the top there, out of focus with a beautiful beautiful colour to take out all of the annoying trees and branches and grass and leaves and anything else in the top there, and to frame the tiger, and it makes the tiger stand out much better. This is Nori again on an old stone wall, and I could have zoomed into it, right? But what's the point of zooming into it? Because the point of the picture is it's not just a tiger. It's a tiger in a beautiful habitat that's telling a story with a beautiful leaves above. I really, really love that. It's very, very simple. Most of the corners have got something interesting going on, apart from the bottom one here. I would have liked something there, like a rock or a tree or a coloured bush or something else. But, you know, it's a bit bland. So what you can do is always darken that corner off. Okay, give it something a bit more interesting there. But it's a very, very simple picture, and I like it because, again, it's nice and wide angle. Okay, this is a female called Laidley, and I don't photograph her a lot because I don't go in zone 6 much. I'm going a couple of times this time, but she's now moved, of course, and gone somewhere else. But here she was lovely and aggressive because she was on a kill. Okay, now we were very careful where we were. We were on the track. We didn't do anything wrong. We didn't make her snarl. But of course, when they are quite close to a kill, they get a bit angsty, and not angsty with us, but angsty with her 2 male cubs that were there. Jay and Veru, who were there with her, and they were trying to take too much of the kill. She gets, you know, she's quite tolerant because she wants to share the kill with her cubs, but they were 18 months old. They were quite big and they were getting quite dominant. She got really irritated with it, so she gave me this lovely snarl looking down the camera, because basically Jay was sitting in my line there, so she looks like she's snarling at me. It was a difficult shot, so I had to shoot through the rocks. So I got a very fine focus point to go onto the eye, through the rocks. Again, slightly under-processed. I'm not going to make it stand out because that's not what I saw. I saw it like this in the shadows, and I want to photograph it in the shadows. I'm very much a man of the shadows. I like this, and I should say the shadow's not Hank Marvin. Ding, 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 ding. No, okay, look up Hank Marvin in the shadows. It's all about guitaring. Ding, 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 ding. In fact, if I did the shadows, I could put my cowboy hat on. This is how random this gets, right? I could put my cowboy hat on, you know, and I'll be there. Ding, 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 ding. Anyway, right, enough of that. Black and white images, you think with tigers, yeah, tiger's colourful. What are you taking a black and white for, you muppet? Well, because black and white looks really cool. And sometimes when the light isn't, let's say, at its best, you don't get so much colour, can look a bit wishy-washy. So black and white accentuates the contrast in the black of the tiger. It really brings it out. Here I've got the tiger looking at something. That tree on the left was very annoying in colour. It was just an awkward, it was dominating, it was rubbish. Put it in black and white, turns it to a shade of grey, makes it less annoying. And the tiger's clearly looking at something, and it's got some lovely colorations on the markings. Isn't it absolutely beautiful? And as always, I have a rule, head and shoulders, or whole body and nothing in between. So that's head and shoulders. Looks really, really nice. I think I kind of like that very much indeed. Few more left. I love this because it's an aerial shot and it's really beautiful of just 2 tigers being themselves without being interrupted by me. There's no connection. They don't look like they're looking at me because they're not. They're not bothered about me. I'm not interrupting their life. Purely natural behaviour, and it's almost a voyeur shot where you're looking at them without them being aware of it, and I love pictures like that. So I love this. It's just really cool, really lovely light across the top, and just a very, very peaceful image. This is Shakti. Shakti is, still is actually, a female cub of the wonderful tigress Krishna. If I hadn't done so much work on Noor, I would have done work on Krishna because she was amazing, really beautiful tiger, sadly passed now, but she's left a great legacy, okay, in Zone 4 particularly, where she obviously was the mother of Arrowhead, so she's left a very good legacy there. But this is Shakti. She was the first to leave out of the litter. She left at about 18 to 20 months old. This is one of the first times I saw her, and I could have zoomed in, right? But what's the point of zooming in? We've got this beautiful rocks with the red on it. The reflection isn't so good anyway because the stuff on top of the water, some vegetation. So I knew that a wider angle would be better. All I had to do was time the pour, so it was going on the rock, boom, an interesting tiger shot. Yeah, more interesting than just zooming in, zoom, zoom, zoom all the time. Oh, here's another tiger, blah, blah, blah. It's much nicer to show it in the habitat like here. Okay, couple left. Sometimes you see a tiger in Ranthambore once and you never see it again. This is T74, I think. We call it Tank. And I know Tank is T72, but anyway, just bear with me. So really beautiful male in zone 4. Absolutely incredible. I'd heard about him at like legend status, hashtag legend, never saw him once. And then one day we're just sitting there, alarm call started, out comes the tiger. I thought it was going to be Krishna because it was in the territory, and wow, with the beard and the size of him and everything else, it was this great big male, beautiful with the color on him. Again, I shot it wide. I could have always zoomed in. I'm looking here. Yes, I had a zoom lens. I could have zoomed in. I didn't zoom in. Okay, I deliberately kept it wide because I like the colors. It's really beautiful winter colors on it. Just lovely light, a lovely expression. And again, you can see the light is coming from slightly behind and the right-hand side. So that means the face is in slight shadow. I'm not going to brighten it up because it's not natural. I'll leave it as it is. Really, really beautiful tiger. I kind of wish when I'd shot it that I'd got half a second later with a paw further on to show a bit more enhanced motion, and maybe I'll go back and reprocess these because I've never actually looked at this sequence. What a mutley. I've never looked at this sequence ever. This is the only one I've processed. There's a whole sequence of him walking along the rocks and I don't know where they are, so I'm going to have to go and find them and have a look. All right, last but not least, this is not mine. I wanted to show you it. This is Lyndon's, one of our members on Patreon. Last night he showed it on the Clubcast and talked about it. What a fantastic muntjac picture. I'm so proud of my members on Patreon. This is awesome. And he shared it last night and he's going to share it with the members as well, with a story and everything else, with some hints and tips. What a beautiful picture of a muntjac. I hope that you enjoyed that little chat, and I do encourage you to come and join us on Patreon. The address is below, patreon.com/wildmanrouse. Come and get a combi membership so you can learn all about animals and you can learn all about photography. We do podcasts now. We do a tech one and an animal one. There's lots of how-tos. There's Lightroom walkthrough, simple ones, okay? Same for Photoshop. Lots of picture analysis, lots of member stuff. There's a challenge going on right now. Really great site. Please come and join us because we're growing and it's just a fantastic, safe space community. So have a look, patreon.com/wildmanrouse, and they will be getting a lot of updates from the tigers. All right, hope that you enjoyed that little thing anyway, and be nice to each other and good luck for your photography.